Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Topping our newscast, Juan Luis Hospital officials say they have been working around the clock to fix the problems that could cost the medical center its certification. The lawyers Juan F. Luis hired hope to meet with officials from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services to present a plan of correction and avoid decertification. News 2's Erica Parsons has the story.
Juan Luis Hospital officials are working to avoid the medical center's decertification. The legal team hired by the hospital has been on St. Croix since last Wednesday. JFL officials say that team is creating a plan of correction to address the hospital's problems, and that plan will be shared with elected leaders this week before being presented to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or CMS, ahead of the October 9th deadline. JFL's many challenges prompted a notice from CMS. The federal agency said issues like quality of care from a recent inspection led to the decision to terminate JFL's contract effective on the 9th. Congresswoman Donna Christensen, in a statement Saturday, said she's met with CMS officials and they don't want to shut down St. Croix Hospital. She also said that the meeting went well and CMS is aware that JFL is working on a corrective action plan. JFL interim CEO Dr. Kendall Griffith, in a press statement Saturday, admitted there were errors as detailed in the CMS report. Griffith said they've already addressed some of the issues with staff terminations, policy changes, and protocol reinforcement. Griffith also said that they are holding staffers who were negligent accountable in some cases and making improvements in other areas. They've increased the number of clinical providers and revised patient monitoring to be in line with CMS guidelines. Griffith said there are also plans to update the hospital's electronic medical record systems. He added that they revised and revamped their triage protocols, and that led to the removal of some physicians and hospital staff members. Erica Parsons, News 2.
Meanwhile, Juan Luis Hospital's board met Thursday for the first time since last summer when they lost a quorum of members. Last week, the Senate confirmed two nominees who were appointed by the governor, former nurse Kimberly Jones and medicine shop pharmacy owner Troy DeChabert-Schuster. The two were introduced at Monday's meeting, and the board voted and elected its officers. New board member Philip Arcidi joined the meeting by phone. He was nominated to the board last fall and confirmed by the Senate, but could not serve until the board got a quorum. The addition finally allows Juan F. Luis' board to conduct business. News 2 will bring you more from Monday's meeting in Tuesday's newscast. There is still no word about a signed contract with Cigna, one day ahead of a lapse in health insurance coverage for retirees and government workers. The VI's Health Insurance Board has a lower budget this year, but they refuse to cut benefits to fit their appropriation. Governor DeYoung wrote to the board chair requesting they ask Cigna for an extension.
I think if we get the extension, and we've had a long-term relationship with Cigna, and I'm hoping this account is important enough to Cigna that they recognize that given that relationship, that right now we need to have that additional time. I'm hoping that they give that approval so, one, the Senate can feel comfortable approving a budget, and we can have a little bit more discussion, particularly in understanding the $7 million that was spoken and given to us and given to the community when the hearing took place with the Health Insurance Board, with the senators. What exactly is that, and can that in any way be utilized?
Count on 2 to keep you updated. Senator Kenneth Gittin stands by his vote on a bill to utilize $700,000 for the University of the Virgin Islands debt service. The bill included an amendment to prohibit funds for the use of the medical school unless it was constructed on St. Croix. Gittins was the only St. Croix senator to support the amendment. However, the amendment failed. The UVI medical school appropriation that did pass did not address the location of the school. Well, more than 40 states have confirmed cases of a rapidly spreading virus that's dangerous to children. It's called the Enterovirus D68, and it's a respiratory illness that starts out like the common cold but can quickly turn serious. No cases have been reported locally, but VI health officials are closely monitoring the spread.
Respiratory problems include a lot of wheezing, difficulty breathing, and even bluish color to the lips. Parents should keep a closer eye on their children if they are experiencing a bad cold right now. Should they develop wheezing or a kind of crackling noise in their chest or difficulty breathing, seek emergency medical attention.
The American Legion Post 102 acquired government property on Friday from a bill proposed by Senator Chucky Hansen. The bill grants Post 102 property in Anna's Hope on St. Croix and the use of facilities in Peters Rest until the completion of its permanent headquarters. Hansen's bill accompanies a previous measure that granted Post 102 $300,000 to build a permanent headquarters. The facility will provide a place of support, fellowship, and security, and a place for continued volunteerism and charity for the community. Well, here is an update on last Tuesday's collision involving a Coast Guard cutter and a fishing vessel from St. Thomas off the coast of Puerto Rico. 3 separate investigations have been initiated for the collision between the 110-foot Coast Guard cutter Key Largo and a U.S. Virgin Islands fishing vessel named Sea Shepherd. The incident happened at 6:38 a.m. just east of the Puerto Rican island of Vieques. No one was injured, but the Sea Shepherd sank after the collision. A marine casualty investigation with the Coast Guard's assistance, led by the National Transportation Safety Board, and a safety analysis investigation, among others, are taking place. The results are expected by late November. On Saturday, the Drug Take Back Initiative was in full effect. The Drug Enforcement Administration in St. Thomas and partners held their annual National Prescription Drug Take Back Day, operating a collection site inside the Sugar Estate U.S. Post Office, where citizens turned in their unused, unneeded, expired prescription medications. This service was free and anonymous. Eric Bernard of the DAA says the number was about 20 pounds, less than last year. However, they did see the same amount of medication containers, but smaller doses turned in. The DEA, however, congratulates the VI community. They say the non-medical use of prescription drugs ranks second only to marijuana as the most prevalent category of drug abuse in the U.S. Persons having business with the Firearms Bureau should note that the offices will be open from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Assistant Police Commissioner Thomas Hanna announced that the hours of operation for the Firearms Bureau in the St. Croix and St. Thomas St. John districts have been modified. The offices will be closed to the public on Friday. New applications will be accepted on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Renewals will be accepted on Tuesdays and Thursdays only. The office is closed on weekends and government holidays. Turning our attention overseas, the U.S.-led coalition forces targeted ISIS-controlled areas inside Syria Monday. President Obama said on 60 Minutes the U.S. didn't immediately see the Sunni militant group was gathering strength. President Obama said ISIS became stronger during Syria's 2-year civil war. The president says this is not America against ISIS, that the U.S. is leading the international community to try to stop the terrorists from taking more innocent lives. While the president has stopped short of committing boots on the ground, Republican leaders say ground troops may be necessary to stop ISIS. Meanwhile, keeping our eye on the economy, investors are watching for a lot of economic data this week, including the important September jobs report out on Friday. It's getting more expensive to use out-of-network ATMs. A new report from Bankrate.com found the average fee for going outside your ATM network is now $4.35 per transaction. And today was National Coffee Day. Dunkin' Donuts, Krispy Kreme, and McDonald's all poured out free cups to coffee to celebrate. Here's a look at the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. The Dow, Nasdaq, S&P all down. The Dow 41, Nasdaq 6, S&P 5. Coming up on News 2, nearly 8 million viewers say it was indeed an amazing race as they tuned in to the season premiere of the award-winning show that featured St. Thomas. Plus, many laced up and lined up to raise funds so the wishes of children living with life-threatening illnesses can be granted. That's coming up. Many young women attended a week of exciting events. WYCA USVI held from the entire weekend from September 26th to the 28th an event called the Daughters of Divine Destiny, Embracing the Possibilities Weekend with teen entrepreneur and CEO of Liana's Inc. Now, Miss Liana Archer, who at 9 years old started her own business, so she shared some advice to other young women and was, until then, the youngest person to open the NASDAQ. Now, today at 18 years of age, Liana is Haitian. She's running a successful enterprise on the States that yields over $500,000 in revenues per year. The YWCA of Haiti was also invited to welcome Ms. Liana. A reception was held in honor of Liana at Government House on St. Thomas on Friday. Senator Myron D. Jackson, chairman of the Committee on Culture, Historic Preservation, Youth, and Recreation, hosted a public forum for the Virgin Islands Transfer Centennial Commission to receive input from the community members regarding the 2017 Transfer Day Centennial celebration at the Otley Legislative Hall on Saturday. Jackson, who also serves as ex officio member of the commission, gave a brief history of the commission and shared why they felt it necessary to host the public forums. The commission will be accepting proposals from members of the public, and the next forum will be held at the Legislative Conference Room. That's on October 4th on St. John, and at the Fritz Lowette's Conference Room on November 8th on St. Croix. A Thanksgiving service was held on Sunday. It was the first event to kick off Hispanic Heritage Month. Residents worshiped together at the Iglesia Sol de Justicia in Castle Coakley on St. Croix. This year is the 50th anniversary of the long-standing friendship between Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. The VIPR Friendship Day is also celebrated during this time. Now, the next celebration will be held on Sunday, October 5th, when the Fiesta en el Batey, that's the big family fun day at Amapavi Ballpark on the Hovenza Road, will be held. That's from noon to 5. On Saturday, October 11th, will be the Hispanic Parade from the Besson Triangle to Fort Christianburn. October is officially listed as Family History Month within the U.S. It's a time to reflect on our roots and celebrate our unique histories and identities. The Caribbean Genealogy Library on St. Thomas, they'll be hosting a series of workshops and lectures throughout October. The first event is set for October 4th from 2 p.m. to 3:30 and is entitled Long Lost Relatives, using CGL's resources to answer inquiries from across the globe. The community is invited to this afternoon of learning and helping with family history research. As a center for trade and commerce over the past 3 centuries, the U.S. Virgin Islands has seen influxes and exoduses of people from colonization to the present, and you'll learn a lot more. Well, nearly 8 million viewers tuned in to the season premiere of The Amazing Race on Friday evening, where St. Thomas was the focus. Local sites such as the Sea Flight, Seaplane, Megan's Bay, and Fort Christian were featured in the hour-long episode. The Department of Tourism worked closely with the show's production team. More than $400,000 was spent on the island. 90 local crew members were employed, and the episode showcased the culture of the Virgin Islands. Charlotte Amalie, the waterfront, Hans Lollick, Megan's Bay, and Fort Christian were all seen on screen. Virgin Islander Lorna Freeman greeted race finishers besides the show host Phil Keegan at the Fort Christian check-in point. St. Croix's Guardian of Culture, Mukajumbis, Carnival mass players were seen dancing to the 2014 Road March Manners by Spectrum Band, featuring St. Thomas troops, including the Ritual Dancers, Hug a Bunch, Infernos, and Party Hardy. Additional Virgin Islanders, including taxi drivers, vendors, and airline and airport personnel, were all in that premiere. Now, we apologize to those viewers on St. Croix who were unable to view the season premiere. Innovative experienced the fiber issue that caused TV2 to be off the air. The Department of Tourism will share online, however, clips of the episode on Twitter at USVI Tourism and on Facebook at www.facebook.com/visitusvi. Here's a clip from the segment.
Yeah, right here. All right, we're going to Vendors Plaza.
Let's do this.
Woo! Yeah, girl. Head of the pack, baby.
I love being on the winning team because approaching Vendors Plaza.
This way, Misty, this way. I think that's it. Look, thank you.
Which way exactly? Like in here somewhere?
They said in here, Vendors Plaza.
All right, all right.
Do you see a marker?
No.
In other news, the third annual Walk for Wishes drew many on Saturday to Yacht Haven. Many laced up and lined up with teams, friends, supporters, even dogs, all walking to raise funds to assist in granting wishes to children living with life-threatening illnesses. We'll have much more coming up later on in sports.
This is what I say about giving. You know, I can't think of anything that is more meaningful than having an impact, a positive impact on a child's life. I mean, when you think about all the things that we do, what can be much more impactful than having some role in a positive impact of a child's life, much less a sick child's life?
Well, be sure to tune in to News2 Sports for some highlights from the races. Meanwhile, your News2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.